Welcome back to the FlipNerd.com REI Classroom, where experts from across the real estate investing industry teach you quick lessons to take your business to the next level. And now, let's meet today's expert host.
Hey guys, Marck De Lautour here, and I'm the host of your REI Classroom for the day. Just wanted to talk to you today about, to all those flippers out there, wannabe flippers that are kind of hitting at it for the first time, or even some of those guys that have been doing it for a while. We flip a lot of houses and thought we'd just kind of pull some top 5 insider secrets to how to win at the closing table.
This REI Classroom real estate lesson is sponsored by theinvestormachine.com, FlipNerd's private investor coaching program and your blueprint to investing success.
A lot of times you can negotiate away some of the risk that you're facing up front. So what we do is, additional to our typical, we're in the Kansas City region, and we have a regional association that has standardized documents, which we do use. However, we also throw in our own disclosure addendum, and here's why that's important. We were consistently getting tripped up on about 3 or 4 different issues, and we found that adding and negotiating up front when you're originally negotiating, sales price, the closing date and closing costs and all those things, we wanted to try and address some of the concerns when you're still at the negotiating table. So here's your top 5 things to how to win at the closing table and addressing these up front. The first one is missing the closing date. It was getting really frustrating when these lenders would just consistently miss a closing date and say, "Oh, sorry, we just need a 1-week delay," and it was almost the assumptive response that they would just assume that we would naturally give them an extra 7 days. It was driving us nuts, and there's really no reason for it other than the fact that we weren't the number one on their tall stack of papers of closings that they had going on that month. So what we did, we said, first of all, we would no longer close on a Friday, because sometimes they would just need 1 more day. Well, 1 more day when you're closing on a Friday means 4 more days, because then you've got to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then not close till then. So we no longer close on Fridays. We insist that we have to close on Thursdays. Secondly, we would never allow a contract to get entered into without a per diem penalty. In fact, our closing addendum reads that if the closing date does not occur by a specific date in the contract, then we will agree to extend it. However, that we would institute a $50 per diem. You can use $100, whatever. Then the buyer would be held responsible for that if the lender chose not to pay it. If a buyer ever balked at that, our response would be, "Hey, look, are you planning on? We've given you you asked for a 45-day close. We're giving you your time period. We would prefer a 30-day close. If you're wanting a 45-day close, we'll give it to you. But if you miss it, our money's important to us. We have other closings that we need to schedule. So if you're going to miss a close date, then you're going to have to pay for it." So normally when you negotiate that up front, it's much easier, rather than when they miss the close date for all of a sudden say, "Well, hey, wait a minute. Well, I want $50 a day." And then they kick you back and say, "No, I'm not going to do that now." So again, do this all up front and you can win at the closing table. Third thing is other title issues. We constantly found that although our title company was reputable, solid, strong, never made any mistakes, other title companies were consistently dropping the ball, messing up, not being good communicators. And so we finally added a clause into our contract that stated that if they did not close with our title company that we choose, then again, feel free to do that. You can close with whoever, but if you don't close with us, then we're not going to pay for your title insurance, and that a seller would normally pay for. And so that immediately got all of our closings to be done at the one closing table, and it just made for smooth closings and much, much easier. A small thing, but a really good point to bring across to your buyers right up front. The fourth thing that was frustrating was appraisals. Because we flip a lot of houses, and you guys, if you flip something quickly, you'll know that oftentimes you'll come back and have the lender require a second appraisal. That was driving us nuts, because they would come back and say, "Well, the FHA says the buyer can't pay for it." And I was like, "Okay, but there's more than just the seller. There's the listing agent, the buyer's agent, the lender. It shouldn't just be on the seller to pay for it every single time." And so we finally put a clause in there stating that as the seller has recently put a lot of money into the home for renovation, it's not uncommon for the lender to require 2 appraisals. It is the buyer's sole responsibility to pay for any and all appraisals that are mandated by the lender. And so with that verbiage, it stopped us from having to pay for these second appraisals. And again, sometimes it truly is a lender's rule that the buyer can't pay for it. But again, have the buyer's agent pay for it, have the lender pay for it, have the seller's agent, have someone else pay for it other than the seller every single time, or try and split that cost somehow. Lastly, we were often getting asked for keys and possession ahead of the closing, which was just another, silly thing that, you can often get taken advantage of. And so, again, with a Friday close, everyone's aligned. Another reason for the Thursday closing, because with a Friday close, they're saying, well, the U-Haul is getting picked up on Friday morning. But if the funding doesn't occur until funding doesn't occur till 4 p.m. That means the wire's not going out till afterwards. So that means you may get your money until Monday. And so we required that we would not give up keys and possession until we actually had funding and that we'd received funds, and that they could not put anything in the garage or anywhere until they had actually closed. So there was no possession early for keys or anything like that. So anyway, hey guys, I hope you can incorporate this into your contracts. Remember, do it up front. That's the whole point of this, is negotiate everything up front so that you don't need to be kind of scrambling at the closing table to try and save face at the end of the day. Again, Marck De Lautour with SBD Housing Solutions, and I've been proud to be your host today. If you have any other questions, reach out to me online. Be happy to help.
Are you looking to change your life through real estate investing? If you're interested in either getting started or taking your business to the next level, please check out FlipNerd's private program at theinvestormachine.com. This is the most robust real estate investor coaching, networking, and mastermind on the planet, and designed for your success. If you're ready to roll up your sleeves, ready to take personal responsibility for your own success, and ready to dive into a world-class instructional coaching program that provides you step-by-step instruction to help you achieve financial freedom, then you should apply today. Spaces are limited, and candidates are only considered after an application and interview process. Our 12-month investor program is unparalleled. Think you might be a fit? Learn more today at theinvestormachine.com. Please note, the views and opinions expressed by the individuals in this program do not necessarily reflect those of FlipNerd.com or any of its partners, advertisers, or affiliates. Please consult professionals before making any investment or tax decisions, as real estate investing can be risky. Are you a member yet of FlipNerd.com, the hottest real estate investing social community online? If not, you can join for free in less than 30 seconds and get access to hundreds of off-market deals, vendors in your market to help you in your business. And you can start networking with thousands of other investors just like you. Get your free account now at flipnerd.com. Please check out the FlipNerd family of real estate investing shows, where you can access hundreds of expert interviews, quick tips, and lessons from leaders across the real estate investing industry. They're available at flipnerd.com/shows, or simply search for FlipNerd in the iTunes Store.